If you've been watching closely, you already know something extraordinary is happening. In just 28 days, that's right, only 28 days, President Trump has fundamentally transformed the trajectory of this nation. The evidence was on full display at the Daytona, where thousands of Americans showed exactly what they think about this presidency. The crowd's reaction when Trump appeared on screen, deafening. And the media doesn't want to admit it, but the numbers don't lie. Border crossings down 90%, energy prices plummeting. America is winning again, and this is just the beginning, but there's something even more significant happening beneath the surface. That's right. So look what's happening right now. Day 28 of Trump's presidency, and America's enemies are already panicking. China and other BRICS nations are scrambling, desperately trying to reduce their dependence on the U.S. dollar. Why? Because they know Trump means business. They are buying gold at unprecedented rates, and here's the kicker. They're underreporting the purchases. The smart money sees what's coming. That's why now more than ever, you need to protect your wealth with gold. Visit nextnewsgold.com. That's right there. You see it on the screen? The number 877-646-5347. Qualified accounts receive 10 1-ounce silver American Eagle coins. That's nextnewsgold.com. It is linked in the description. Here is the video from Marjorie Taylor Greene. This was so epic. Absolutely epic.
Yes. I love it. I love it. USA beat Canada last night. Now we're here in the Daytona 500. President Trump is driving the track. Woo! Here he comes. There he is. 45-47. Woo! That is the best.
You know, and of course, the left is an absolute meltdown over President Trump showing up at the Daytona 500. Oh, how many dollars did that cost for him to show up and show the American people how much he loves them? Better call Doge. You better find out. He's wasting your money. No, President Trump is showing the American people what pride looks like, what winning looks like. He is inspiring the American people. You know what? And sometimes we got to do it. And we got this. Rapid Response 47, the non-comprehensive list of wins in President Trump's second term. President Trump hasn't been in office for a full month, but has already had one of the most significant and positive impacts of any president. Let's take a look a little bit deeper. The non-comprehensive list of unambiguous wins since President Trump began. He declared a national emergency at the southern border. Illegal border crossings hit lows not seen in decades as border control agents are once again allowed to enforce the law. Illegal aliens have started turning around in droves amid the Trump administration's crackdown in dangerous illegal immigration. Construction resumed on the U.S.-Mexico border wall. Deportation flights of criminal illegal aliens ramped up. He began transferring the worst of the worst criminal illegal aliens to Guantanamo Bay ahead of their repatriation back to their own countries. U.S. military troops have been deployed to assist in securing the southern border while the Coast Guard surged assets to the Gulf of America. The so-called CPB-1 app, which paroled more than 1 million illegal immigrants into the country, was shut down. DHS is reviewing the parole status of illegal aliens who are allowed into the country. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. This is just a short list, folks. Yeah, this is from Rapid Response 47. Gotta love this account. It is full of information. I'm going to go ahead and repost that so you can check it out for yourself. Follow us on X, and you will see it right there at the top at the moment. Here's more. 63% say they support the federal government only recognizing two sexes. 60% say they support deporting immigrants that are here illegally. And 59% say they favor declaring a national emergency due to the migrant crossings at the southern border. Yes, opinions are all positive in support of President Trump's actions at the southern border. Here is more from Dan Scavino. Listen to this crowd at the NASCAR Daytona 500. the crowd goes wild because the commander-in-chief is in the house. MAGA Voice posting this. Who thinks Vivek and his family look absolutely stunning at the NASCAR Daytona 500 race? Vivek, we haven't seen him in a while, but there he is at the Daytona 500. Beautiful moment there captured with his family. Here's President Trump outside of Air Force One on the tarmac talking about Putin.
You understand that. Based on your conversations with President Putin, what do you think he wants ultimately in Ukraine? I think he wants to stop fighting. I see that. We spoke long and hard. Steve Witkoff was with him for a very extended period, like about 3 hours. I think he wants to stop fighting. They have a big, powerful machine. You understand that. And they defeated Hitler and they defeated Napoleon. You know, they've been fighting a long time. They've done it before. And but I think he'd like to. I think he would like to stop fighting. Do you think he wants the whole of Ukraine, or just like what do you think he wants? No, I think he wants to stop. That was my question to him, because if he's going to go on, that would have been a big problem for us, and that would have caused me a big problem because you just can't let that happen. I think he wants to end it, and they want to end it fast. Both of them, and Zelensky wants to end it too. Based on your conversations with President.
Peace is coming in Ukraine, in that conflict that we have been spending billions upon billions of dollars. It's almost over, folks. Leading report posts this 24 hours ago. Trump administration may ban the use of food stamps for purchasing junk food, with Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins leading the effort alongside our new HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And I don't think it would be very difficult for them to do so, because all of those items, they are tagged with the barcode, and they could simply say, nope, these barcodes are restricted. No more junk food for your food stamps, only the healthy stuff if you want to live on the government tit. And here we have this Elon Musk. Gotta love this guy, so innovative, deploying SpaceX engineers to fix the antiquated air traffic control systems in the United States, calling it a nonpartisan matter. Inevitably, though, leftists with EDS, that's Elon derangement syndrome, will attempt to argue the team who can literally catch rockets mid-air with chopsticks isn't qualified to fix our ancient ATC systems. But according to the Secretary of Transportation, Secretary Duffy, SpaceX engineers will get a first-hand look at the current system, learn what air traffic controllers like and dislike about the current tools, and envision how we can make a new, better, modern, and safer system. This will save lives and ensure what happened in D.C. a few weeks ago will never happen again. Now you can see there's some video of Elon Musk and his SpaceX rockets, like the one I have here on my desk, landing. I mean, just like it comes down and it gets, caught by the chopsticks. It's crazy what this guy's capable of doing. I mean, we are living in like a sci-fi world right now. And on the right side, it looks like we're watching War Games from 1984, okay, with Matthew Broderick, right? Like, this is the kind of stuff that we're still using in the federal government. I mean, my Google Maps on my phone looks a million times better than this. I mean, this is what we're using. It is time to upgrade the systems. It is time to bring America into the 21st century already, okay? And if there's one guy that can do it, it's Elon Musk and his team, but the left will certainly be melting down. Oh my goodness, he's going to have access to all the flight data in the country. We're finding out this, though. The Associated Press, this is going to end badly for them, has announced it will continue using the Gulf of Mexico despite Trump's executive order renaming it the Gulf of America. The Gulf of Mexico, quote, has carried that name for more than 400 years. The Associated Press will refer to it by its original name. Okay, so the Associated Press clearly ignoring the executive authority of President Trump and the statute that he used to rename it. And, of course, Apple and Google and their map systems have already been updated to reflect this. But Associated Press, remember, they were kicked out of the Oval Office press pool because they continued to call it the Gulf of Mexico. And they sit front and center, first row, center seat in the press room. And that might completely come to an end. Maybe they'll just give it to me. Maybe I'll just be the guy sitting there. I'll take the AP seat. Thank you very much. And the crowd, of course, going wild. Of course, President Trump doing an amazing flyby at the Daytona 500. George Beasy writes, "We have the coolest president in American history. He actually told Air Force One pilots to do the flyover at the Daytona 500 crowd because he knew it would be epic, and that's how you make an entry." And of course, he made an exit in a similar fashion. President Trump is on the track. He did a flyover on Air Force One. The crowds are cheering. Real America is seeing a sitting president in person. Here's some footage from Fox News. No, that's just a shot from Fox News. Excuse me. We got some more stuff coming in here. Happy President's Day. Rapid Response 47 posting some images of President Trump today. These appear to be taken on some of his many trips and his capacity as the 47th President of the United States. Of course, Harry Sisson, the leftist cuck on X, of course, melting down. See, Donald Trump's at the Daytona 500. He took a lap around the track in his motorcade. Where's Doge? This costs millions to do. Where is the cutting of wasteful spending? Yeah, whatever. We're not even bothering. We don't even bother, right? We just want to see America win. This is Carolina Trump and Grandpa. This was another shot, photograph of that moment. Trump tariffs spark an exciting time for Ohio steel plant as the CEO eyes adding jobs and boosting productivity. Yes, more jobs. The employment rate is going to continue to plummet as America becomes greater, as President Trump institutes these tariffs and the reciprocal tariffs across the world. It's going to force manufacturing to come into the United States. We're already hearing like Porsche is going to set up a manufacturing plant in the United States. Well, because they don't want to pay the tariffs on those fancy cars they've got. We've got this, so much winning. A couple headlines here. Fox News: San Diego Migrant Center closes after no new arrivals since Trump took office. Doge says it recovered $1.9 billion in taxpayer funds misplaced by the Biden administration. How do you misplace $1.9 billion? Maybe ask Hunter Biden. Top automaker could move some production out of Mexico amid Trump tariffs. That's according to a CEO. That's on Fox Business. Breitbart: USDA axes millions in contracts, including $230,000 for Brazilian forest and gender consultant. Yeah. Here is more from President Trump at the Daytona 500. This is like his departure.
Daytona International Speedway, here to give the command of fire engines from Marvel Studios' Captain America, Brandon Rowe, now in theaters. Please welcome Captain America himself, Anthony Mackie.
And there he goes, getting into the beast. What do we got? This Tyrus and Donald J. Trump had a great talk. Let's see what Tyrus had to say.
You have a million.
So we're not going to pay you, and you end up getting 5 cents on the dollar.
Exactly,
It's a problem.
yeah.
It's a real problem.
And, I know you have a million things to do, but father to the grandfather, I would like to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
I made a mistake with my child, my daughter, when she wanted to get an equestrian. I was supposed to tell her she was allergic. I didn't do that to horses because it's expensive. It's unbelievable. And you guys talked a lot about it. Now, my daughter's now going to Wilmington, Florida to compete.
Okay.
And I had to move the horses down there.
So she's very good, right?
Very good. Like I'm in.
That's good.
I'm in.
Good.
Yeah. After this is over, I'll be sweeping this place up.
Good.
Every extra dollar.
Good.
But your granddaughters and your family, did they ride horses as well? Did they do equestrian?
Not too much. They like it. They do it maybe a little bit, but not like your daughter. No, your daughter's supposed to be very, like you, a talented athlete, right?
Yeah.
You can see it. Now I've heard that.
Yeah, my son plays baseball at the travel league. So I'm the GM. The way I look at it, if you're the first one in, last one to leave, daddy invests. Right. I just forgot to put a salary cap.
The
little cheaper.
A little bit less.
It never ends, though. It never ends.
No.
But we're going to be in Wilmington. How far is Wilmington from Mar-a-Lago?
So Wilmington is about 20 minutes away.
Can I get a group rate?
Yes, you're going to come over. We're going to have dinner with your daughter and your family, your wife. We're going to come over and have dinner. But do you mean Wellington or Wilmington?
Wilmington. I say it wrong because I just paid to have the horses moved, so it's a little traumatic for me.
Yeah, it could be. But either one's about 20, 25 minutes to come over. I'd love to have you on.
Thank you, sir.
No, but you're a terrific guy. Look, it's that show has caught on, and the whole group is great. But I've always watched you. You always were defending me, and a lot of people don't defend me, and I like people that defend me because I think I'm doing the right thing. And we have a lot of bad people in our country, you know. We have a lot of people that you almost say they must hate our country because what they do is so bad for our country. But I just have always...
Well, I'm not allergic to straight talk.
Yeah.
And every man of consequence that I learned from in my life never bullshitted nothing with me.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it was Dusty Rhodes, whether it was my football coaches, whether it was anybody I was with, they always told it to me straight, even when I didn't like what I wanted to hear. Because I always believed everybody can handle bad news and good news, but no news and bullshit. Don't piss down my back, as my grandmother used to say, and tell me it's rain. And that's one thing that you have never done. You always, if you don't want to hear, because the American people can accept bad news. Because when we know how bad it is, then we can look forward to getting it better. And that's, in this age of endorsements, you know, that's why you have my endorsement, Mr. President. You can take that cup of coffee and do whatever you want with it.
No, it means a lot to me. It does.
But,
you know, you say, we're not going to pay you, and you end up getting 5 cents on the dollar. It's a problem. It's a real problem.
And
there's President Trump. Here we have the Kentucky governor talking about Secretary Noem and POTUS.
I've ever seen. I do want to thank Secretary Noem and the President who have responded to all of our requests, turned around the declaration of emergency about as quickly as I've ever seen. FEMA is with us here in the EOC, and they brought in resources, extra search and rescue teams. So really grateful for how they're operating with us. I do want to thank...
Massive flooding is taking place right now in Tennessee and Kentucky. And, of course, President Trump and his team are on the case. Here's a White House video behind the scenes with President Trump and Carolina in the Beast at the Daytona 500. Look at her. How adorable. Oh, my goodness. Man, to be that child looking back. So much winning. Here we have more. What a fun day for my boys, flying with POTUS and Dad on Air Force One to the NASCAR Daytona. Here's Sean Duffy, our new transportation secretary.
The rain stays. All right, we're about to get on Air Force One. I got Patrick and John Paul. There's just the back end of it. Heading up to Daytona for the 500. Suit and ties, beautiful day. Hope the rain stays out. But these guys, first time Air Force One, the president is about to get here, so we're going to get on, get rolling on Daytona. About 30-minute flight, 25-minute flight. It's going to be great. Hope there's Patrick. He's jumping. All right, see you guys later.
Oh, man. Imagine flying on that. Here we have this from, this looks like about the Durham report. After 4 years, the Durham report's been released? What? After 4 years? What the hell?
Everybody knew it was a hoax the whole time, but they acted like it was real. The CIA knew Hillary started the Russia collusion story.
My goodness.
And then went in and told Barack Obama all about it. That she was trying to link Trump with Russia to distract from her email scandal. But this is the best part, the P-tape. You know what they said in the Steele dossier? That Trump peed on prostitutes at the Ritz-Carlton in Moscow? Well, at first we thought that Hillary got the Russians to make the story up. But it turns out Hillary's guy made up the PP tape lie. And then they just pinned it on a Russian. The Democratic National Committee had this guy, Charles Dolan. He goes to Russia, checks into the Ritz-Carlton, and asks for a tour of the presidential suite. And then the golden shower story drops. Nobody at the Ritz-Carlton told him this. Not the bellman, not the cleaning ladies, not the manager. I mean, maybe he got so drunk on vodka he forgot it actually happened to him. So the PP tape was Hillary's team's idea. Well, what else did we find out from Durham? Well, we found out the FBI shut down 2 investigations into the Clintons. 2. First, 3 separate FBI field offices said, wait a second, the Clinton Foundation is a foreign money laundering scam. We should probably look into it. But Andy McCabe, you remember Andy, the guy married to the Clinton donor? He calls everybody in and says, guys, the Clinton Foundation's off limits. Second thing they shut down, the Hillary Clinton campaign was taking illegal contributions from overseas. FBI informants caught Hillary's campaign saying, yeah, we'll take your money. We don't care. Albania, Morocco, just send us the checks. So he runs it up the flagpole at the FBI headquarters, and they said, shut it down. No investigation into Hillary Clinton's foreign campaign donors. We're not going to go there. We have to frame Trump as a traitor instead. So John Durham also found a few other funny little nuggets that squeaky clean James Comey couldn't wait to spy on the Trump campaign. He kept asking his underlings, have we started spying yet? Have we started spying yet? When could we start spying on Trump? Are the phones tapped yet? What a sicko.
Yeah, that whole experience was absolutely disgusting. And here we have more. They've turned this relatively naive puppy dog from New York into a freaking pit bull who's tearing through his government like a blowtorch through butter. Jesse Kelly, D.C., says President Trump has changed for the better.
Republican, more of a... Here's the thing about Donald Trump. Maybe you have, I don't pay attention to every word he says, but I've never heard him claim to be a small government conservative. Have you ever heard him say those words at all? He's much more of a populist, nationalist Republican, more of a Teddy Roosevelt type than a Reagan type, just if we're going with types. But every other Republican I've ever voted for, every other one, has said that they will shrink the government. Government's too big. We're going to shrink the government. I mean, with the exception of this last campaign, when he's talking about eliminating the Department of Education, I'm trying to think if I've ever heard Donald Trump talk about shrinking the government. But he's the only one that's done it. Did you realize how crazy this is? It's amazing to me how effective this guy is right now that he's been shot and arrested and everything else. They've turned this relatively naive puppy dog from New York into a freaking pit bull who's tearing through this government like a blowtorch through butter. 75,000 government employees have already accepted a buyout. Department of Education, bye-bye, see you later. He's got Elon Musk combing through line by line every corrupt budget item. He's coming out publicly, naming the bad actors, where everything is going. This is like, honestly, I'm not so sure he's not eligible for a second term, because this isn't even the same person we elected the first time back in 2016.
Blowtorch through butter, baby. Blowtorch through butter. Today marks 28 days for POTUS in office, says Secretary Burgum. What he's accomplished for this country in that amount of time is remarkable.
Today marks 28 days for the president in office, and my goodness, what he's accomplished for this country in that amount of time is remarkable. And the pace that he's going at is unbelievable. I got elected for the first time the same time President Trump did back in November of 2016. Working with him as a governor then, I mean, he was courageous during his first term. But this time he's fearless. He's operating at a next level. He's at a different gear. And whether you take a look at things like last Friday signing this national energy dominance EO, I mean, his ideas are brilliant and they're powerful and they're simple. He wants to sell energy to our friends and allies as opposed to have them buy it from our adversaries. And that's exactly what we heard from the prime ministers of two of our allies, India and Japan. They're like, why wasn't Biden selling us energy? President Trump wants to do that. And of course, that's great for America. Today,
America is getting greater by the minute. The biggest economic explosion in 30 years, Mr. Red Pill says.
We're looking at what happens if Donald Trump successfully gets rid of income tax. If Congress drops income tax and switches to a tariff-based system, we're looking at the biggest economic explosion in probably 30 some odd years. Think about it. Your paycheck, instantly fatter. Businesses scaling overnight, and investments are through the roof. You see, right now, the government eats about 20 to 30% of every dollar you make before you even see it. But with this in place, that's gone. You just gave yourself a $30,000 raise without lifting a finger. What happens when millions of Americans suddenly have extra cash? They buy more, invest more, and build more wealth. Imagine running a company and never stressing over payroll taxes. No more FICA headaches, no more IRS taking a chunk before you even see profits. Instead, that money fuels growth, bigger teams, better infrastructure, and limitless scalability. Some of y'all are thinking about offshore structures right now, but with this in place, you wouldn't even need that. For high net worth individuals, tax strategy is only half the game. Eliminate income tax? Now the focus shifts to asset protection, trust structuring, and strategic reinvestments. Wealth compounds even faster, and the ones who move fast will build dynasties. Now, whether this really happens or not, that's politics. But for the people who understand the game, the moves are the same. You position yourself now so that when the shift happens, you're untouchable. The question is, are you thinking that far ahead?
Who wants to build a dynasty, baby? Oh, yeah. President Trump making it happen. We are only day 28 into this administration. President Trump is on the move like a blowtorch through butter. So the establishment wants you to believe this is just luck. They want you to think these wins are temporary, but let's be honest. When was the last time you saw America winning this dramatically in just 28 days? The crowds at Daytona, the plummeting border numbers, the economic surge, it's all connected. Trump isn't just winning, he's rewriting the rules of what's possible in American politics. So the real question isn't whether these victories will continue, it's whether the establishment can survive them. So here's what they don't want you to ask yourself. If Trump can accomplish this much in 28 days, despite massive resistance, what happens when his team is fully in place? What are they so afraid of? Show your support for real news with our exclusive Mag Avengers Next News gear in our shop, linked below. Limited edition Patriot wear for those who know where to find the truth. Get it right there. You see that hat down there? Yeah, it is over there, wherever it is. Get a Next News hat, get a Mag Avengers hat. Show the world you love the Next News Network.